Hey there, it's Brett of Booster Therapy back with another giveaway for the month of September 2020. This month we're going to be giving away a Tulane Brawl deck to one lucky subscriber. All you have to do, same as the previous months, is like and comment on each of our videos, and come October we'll be picking one of those comments from a subscriber and giving them the Tulane deck. Thanks again for all of your love, all of the support, and enjoy today's video. Welcome back to Booster Therapy and another episode of Commanding Presence. Today we have another patron build, one of Brett's builds, and today we're going to break down a Rin and Seri, the Inseparable Commander deck tech. That's right, we're breaking down cats and dogs, having all sorts of fun. Like most of the decks, I'm not going to spend much time on the mana base. It's in the link below, so if you want to head out to check the full deck list, that link is sitting in the description. It also is a link to our TCG Player affiliate, so if you wanted to purchase the deck, purchasing through that definitely supports us out and we appreciate it. First, we're going to go into the ramp like we do with every deck, and again, a standard ramp package has roughly 10 pieces of ramp, somewhere in there, depending on the curve. Gruul Signet, just a efficient 2-mana ramp for this deck. Commander's Sphere taps for any color, and I love the alternate choice of sacking it and drawing a card even after it's been tapped for mana. Kodama's Reach, just another 3-mana ramp spell, kind of a standard cultivate effect. Soul Ring, because what would a deck be without a wonderful, beautiful Soul Ring? Oreskos Explorer, this is a unique ramp spell in a way, at least it gets you some planes, or could. And it doubles as a cat, so it just gives us that extra value to put out a dog token and get Anthem by some of our cats. Cultivate, like Kodama's Reach, is just a good budget-friendly ramp spell. Rampant Growth, extremely budget-friendly 2-mana ramp, better than any artifact ramp you can get because it's a little bit more resilient. Farseek gets us a plains or a mountain, so we can get our dual lands or whatever we need in the basic to get a fix. The Zerta Druid, I love this because it's a body, it ramps, and when we tap for mana, we deal a damage to each of our opponents. And the Fey Burrow Elder, I love this card, love this printing in Throne of Eldraine. I don't think it gets played enough. Often this is tapping for 3 mana, so it's just a 3-mana ramp. Next, we're going to go into a bunch of our cats and dogs. It's the bigger part of the deck, so we're going to dive through all of the good things that come with that. There we go. So first, we're going to start off with, of course, the cats. The Cub Warden, Mutate. It's a 3/5, it's a cat, and it gets you more cats. It's just all cat-tastic. Isamaru. Oops, we went to the dog right away. That's okay. Hound of Konda. A hound is a dog. The Pack Leader, another great dog one. It's an anthem for dogs. We don't have a lot of effective dog spells. There's a small handful in Magic right now. And we're playing those to just really drive home what we're doing with Rin and Seri and really trying to benefit the dogs that we're making off of all of the cats. Selfless Savior, one of the few dogs I'm a big fan of. I love that this can sacrifice to make something indestructible, most likely Rin and Seri, because we need that on the board to really keep our engine going. Supply Runners gives everyone a 1/1 counter that's already on the board, so just pumps up our whole board state. The Trusty Retriever, I love that we can get an artifact or enchantment card back from our graveyard for this, and that's often what we're going to use this one for. There's a few different artifacts in here, and really one key enchantment that is huge. Actually, 2 key enchantments. Chandra's Magmut. Taps, deals a damage. I like that it's a dog, but most importantly, I like that it can pin down planeswalkers. Or at least keep them in check. The Fronland Felidar is a cat beast with vigilance that can tap a creature. We also have ways to give all of our cats vigilance, which will help to make them all little tappers. Kasali Pride Mage, Exalted, 2/2 cat for 2 that we can sack and destroy an artifact or enchantment. The Bronze Hide Lion, a 3/3 cat for 2 that can get indestructible, and even from the graveyard, it can become an aura and make something indestructible like Rin and Seri. The Fleece Mane Lion, another 3/3 cat for 2 that can become hexproof and indestructible if we make it monstrous. Kahira the Orphan Guard, each of our Cats, elementals, nightmares, dinosaurs, or beasts get 1/1 and have vigilance. So it gives us that vigilance and that anthem effect, and it's also a cat. The King of the Pride, giving our cats +2/+1, one of the more effective lords in the deck. The Prowling Serpapard, it can't be countered, and it makes it so none of our creature spells can be countered. Also a 4/3 cat for 3. The Pride Sovereign gets 1/1 for each other cat we control, so oftentimes this is outrageous. Even on turn 3, this is often going to be like a 4/4, 5/5, something like that. And we can exert it to make more cats. The Feline Sovereign, it's our lord for cats, and it makes them, immune to dogs, as much as you won't see that. But whenever a cat deals damage to a player, it can destroy an artifact or enchantment. The Felidar Sovereign, the big cat beast, in fact, vigilance, lifelink, and if we can have 40 or more life, we win the game. What a fun way to win. The Regal Caracal, other cats we get +1/+1 and have lifelink, so it really plays well with Felidar Sovereign, and as it comes in, it gives us 2 more cats. Erebos, Roar of the World, really jacks up 1 cat. Unfortunately, this isn't in our command zone, so we're not going to really play off the eminence from that matter. It's going to have to be on the battlefield, but it still gives us that ability to give a cat 3/3 until end of turn. The Adorned Pouncer, I love that this is just a simple 1/1 with double strike for 2. That's going to get Anthem and Pumped from all the other ways that we're benefiting our cats and our dogs. But I like that this one can be played from the graveyard too and make it even bigger. A 4/4 zombie cat. Miri, Weatherlight Duelist, one of the strongest cats in the game, really one of the strongest attack-based cards in the game. It makes it so only one person can block when we attack, and it makes it so if this guy's tapped down, they can only attack with 1. The Leonin War Leader, when it attacks, we get 2 more cats, and it's a 4/4 cat for 4. The Loam Lion, I love that it's almost always going to be a 1-mana 2/3 cat. Basri's Acolyte, 2/3 lifelink cat that's going to give 2 other creatures +1/+1 and, again, make us some dogs. And this cat, dog, beast, warrior, gremlin, coward is just really effective. It plays off of Rin and Seri on both levels, which is fantastic. Same with the Mirror Entity. And Mirror Entity doubles by really ramping up all of our creatures as well. We can pay X and give them all XX for power and toughness. So late in the game, if we got a board state with a ton of 1/1 tokens out there, that can blow them up and just make them fierce competitors in the game. Next, we're going to talk about some of our utility creatures, or creatures spells, not really creatures, enchantments, artifacts, some of the things that we do to get haste, to get other things that we need to be that much more effective in the game. The first one is Rhythm of the Wild. This makes it so they can't be countered, or creature spells can't be, and we get Riot. So we can either get a 1/1 counter on them, or we can give them haste. Lightning Greaves to protect Rin and Seri, but also to give things haste in a pinch. Fires of Yavimaya, this makes it so all of our creatures have haste, and if we need to, we can sacrifice it and pump something up +2/+2. Unbreakable Formation, giving all of our creatures indestructible, and if we do it during our main phase, they get +1/+1 counters on all of them. Rootbound Defenses, another instant speed way to give everything indestructible, and we get to populate, so we can make 1 more of the tokens we're already making. The Wayfaring Temple, this guy just gets gigantic in a token-based deck. He oftentimes is an 8/8 or a 9/9, and then he gets to populate every time he deals damage to a player. Doubling Season, because if we're making fun tokens, we want to double it. So we have a lot of different ways to make tokens. We actually have a handful of good ways to put 1/1 counters on our creatures as well. This just doubles all of that. Cather's Crusade, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under our control, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and that counts tokens too. So as these tokens are entering, everything's getting beefed up. Basri Kets, we can make something indestructible and add a 1/1 counter on it. We can also do a few other fun things with tokens. With soldier tokens, and his ult is just hard to get around. Ajani the Great-Hearted, the King of the Cats, giving everything vigilance for all of our creatures, so we can play off of our cat beast that lets us tap things down, but gaining life and adding the 1/1 counters, which again is going to be doubled by Doubling Season. Next, we're going to go through some of our removal in this deck. We have a handful of them. The first one is one that, again, I don't think a lot of people play, and I really enjoy the card. It is Heliod's Intervention. X and 2 white to destroy X artifacts and or enchantments, and in a pinch you can gain us double that life. Winds of Abandon, one of the strongest board wipes in my opinion for white. I mean, it's minimally you can exile 1 creature, but for 6 mana to overload for just 6, you exile every creature you don't control. Path to Exile with that beautiful Magic Fest promo artwork by Chris Seaman. I love this one. It looks great. Generous Gift. Boy, do I love Generous Gift. This and Beast Within, they're just cards that are must-includes, really easy adds for removal if you're needing it. And, well, if you got Generous Gift, I just said it, you should also have Beast Within. 3 mana, destroy any permanent at instant speed. Very powerful. Swords to Plowshares. If you have Path to Exile, you should have a Swords to Plowshares. Just great targeted removal for creatures. And then, of course, Vivian Reed. It can destroy an artifact, an enchantment, or a creature with flying. This also doubles with an insane ult if we can get into a place to ult it, especially doubling season if we're doubling the loyalty that we're adding to it. But it is also a great draw engine. And speaking of draw engine, let's talk about some of our card draw next. The first one we have is Mentor of the Meek. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield, we pay 1 and draw a card. We have a ton of tokens coming out here that are 1/1s. Mentor of the Meek really just profits off of that. Eladamri's Call, great card advantage. It lets us pick up whatever creature we need. One creature in particular that we're about to review is going to be the one that you're often targeting with Eladamri's Call. Skull Clamp, you got a bunch of 1/1s. Man, if you can draw 2 cards off of sacrificing each of those, you're going to do it. Skull Clamp is an insane draw engine. Primordial Sage, as we cast our creature spells, we get to draw a card. Reap the Past, a great way to pull back things from your graveyard. I mean, oftentimes you're getting 3 or 4 on X on this. With a graveyard of maybe 5 or 6, you're almost getting everything back. It's just a powerful card. Shared Summons, instant speed, which is probably the best part about this, but you get 2 creatures, you put them in your hand so you can play them on the start of your next turn. Beast Whisperer, just a better Primordial Sage. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you draw a card. And Keeper of Fables. Whenever 1 or more non-human creatures deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card. So, and it's a cat. A 4/5 cat for 5 that's going to trigger Rin and Seri, but also let us draw cards as we swing away. The last part of this is really going to be our finishers, our ways to burn down our opponents so we don't have to just clip in with our creatures. And that is going to be an enchantment, Impact Tremors. Alongside of Impact Tremors is Purphoros, God of the Forge. These work in the exact same way, Purphoros just being a little bit more powerful. But whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, and it can be a token, deal 2 damage to each of your opponents, or 1, or hopefully both. But this is, again, the reason that we want to pull enchantments back from our graveyard with the trusty puppy. And Purphoros is also an enchantment, so we can come back from that. But it's also a creature. So with Eladamri's Call, we can tutor up Purphoros, get it out there right away, and start doing chaotic, burn down, beat down Rin and Seri, the Inseparable nonsense. And that is Rin and Seri on a somewhat relative budget, you know, working a bit under 150 bucks here. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Hopefully you're having a bunch of fun with your dogs and your cats and all the love that they are getting in Magic right now. Until next time, this is Booster Therapy. You have a wonderful rest of your week.